In a small village nestled beside rolling hills lived a young shepherd boy named David. He wasn't very big, but he had a kind heart and a brave spirit. David spent his days watching over his father's sheep, protecting them from harm. He would play his harp, and the sheep would gather around, listening to the sweet music. Far away, in the land of the Philistines, a giant named Goliath was causing trouble. He was huge and strong, and he challenged anyone from the Israelite army to fight him. "I am the mightiest warrior. Send me your best fighter," Goliath boasted. One day, David's father asked him to bring food to his brothers, who were soldiers in the army. "David, be a good boy and take this bread and cheese to your brothers at the war camp. And see how they are doing," said Jesse, his father, in a fatherly tone. When David arrived at the battle lines, he heard Goliath shouting his challenge. The Israelite soldiers were terrified, but David was not afraid. "Why is everyone so scared? I've faced lions and bears to protect my sheep. I'm not afraid of this giant," David said with determination. King Saul heard about David's bravery and called for him. "You are just a boy. You cannot fight this giant," Saul said doubtfully. "The Lord, who saved me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear, will save me from this Philistine," David replied confidently. The king was hesitant, but impressed by David's faith. "All right, go, and the Lord be with you," Saul said hopefully. David refused to wear the king's heavy armor. Instead, he took his shepherd's staff, a sling, and 5 smooth stones from the river. He trusted in God to protect him. Goliath laughed when he saw David. "Am I a dog, that you come at me with sticks?" Goliath scornfully mocked. "You come against me with sword and spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied," David said fearlessly. David ran toward Goliath and slung a stone. The stone hit Goliath in the forehead, and he fell to the ground. The Philistines were terrified and ran away. The Israelites had won a great victory because of David's courage and faith. David became a hero, and everyone knew that God can use even the smallest person to do great things. Back in the village, David was welcomed with cheers and praises for his bravery. "David, thank you for saving our people. You showed us the power of faith," a grateful villager exclaimed. "With God's help, anything is possible. We must always trust and believe," David replied humbly. From then on, David's story was told and retold. It became a lesson of courage and faith for generations. And with that, our story of David and Goliath comes to an end. Please subscribe to Bible Stories and Bible Quiz for more stories and fun quizzes. The storyteller invited.